Good evening, welcome back to the Fireburns Within channel. 2 days ago it was the 50th anniversary of a classic album, Jethro Tull's Aqualung. Any Jethro Tull fan obviously knows that album. It's probably a lot of Tull fans' favourite album from their discography, or it's in the top 3. It's got to be there, top 3 or 4. It's an amazing album, and it was 50 years old now. 50 years old. What a long time. What a long damn time. It's so long, in fact. It's hard to believe. And the people who created it in the main, well, the one man who created it, Ian Anderson, he's a legend. He needs no introduction. And basically, this video is going to be a track ranking for this album from 11 down to 1. There's 11 tracks on the original album. I'm going to rank them from 11 down to 1. Now, a couple of days ago, I saw a video from JC Rock and Metal Reviews. He was talking about the 50th anniversary of this album. I hadn't actually remembered it, and I watched his video and I thought I should do something for this as well. And also yesterday I saw a live stream of Ian Anderson himself talking about each song and then playing each song, which was really cool. It was an hour and 17. It's on YouTube if you look for it. It's like a live stream with Ian talking in between the songs, recorded. It's all recorded, it's not live obviously, but it was very cool to hear the stories behind the album. Anyway, look, not to keep going on and on. Gonna start straight away. Number 11. I'm gonna play little short clips before. I'm gonna give a 10-20 second clips of each song. Hopefully, it will be passing the YouTube censor, passing the YouTube audio censor. And allow for the little clips to be shown. So okay, in 11th place, and my least favorite song on the Aqualung album is the sort of interlude track Slipstream. Something has to sit in 11th place. There's nothing bad about it. It's just a little acoustic interlude piece. It's okay. It does what it's meant to do. It's got its place in the album. I'm sure plenty of people will like it. So let's have a quick little 10-second clip. Okay, that was Slipstream. In 10th place is another little acoustic piece. It's Cheap Day Return in 10th place. Acoustic guitars, pleasant little vocals, folky, pretty cool. Let's have a quick little listen. On present platform, do soft shoe shuffle dance, brush away the cigarette ash. Okay, in 9th place, again, it's one of those little acoustic pieces. This time a little bit more worked out. It's called Wondering Aloud. It's a little bit more going on. It's a cool little ditty, nice little melody. I think it's probably the best of the 3 shorter interlude pieces. So that's sitting at number 9. Let's have a little quick listen to this. Okay, in 8th place we've got Mother Goose. It's a good song, folky song, very folky, jaunty little folk piece. Acoustic guitars, a little bit longer, little bit of recorder sounding a flute. I mean, it could be the flute itself, but it sounds like a recorder. It's a cool little song, good melody, beautiful to listen to. a little bit of electric guitar towards the end, so giving a hint out of their heaviness, but not really a heavy song, just a cool little melodic folky piece, but a little bit more extended, hence it's I like it a little bit more than the shorter pieces. So in number 8 is Mother Goose. Let's have a little listen to this.
So I turned her loose as she was screaming.
Okay, in 7th place I've got the song Up to Me. This is the last of the gentle songs. My ranking is going to be very top heavy with the heavy songs and this more gentle acoustic songs in the lower regions. So Up to Me is mostly a gentle acoustic song again, but it's got a very good catchy melody that Ian sings. He's very, very catchy, very melodic, very memorable, cool melodies throughout the piece, and a nice bass line as well, nice sort of like pumping bass line. So a very cool song, but sitting at number 7th place. Okay, a little quick listen. Okay, now we come to the heavy songs, the songs with more electric guitars, a mix of acoustic, you know, the crux of the matter now. Now we're getting into the proper album. Okay, in 6th place for me is Locomotive Breath. It's a very famous Tull song. You know, it's very well played, probably overplayed, hence I've got it down at number 6 of the heavier songs. It's a good song, it's a classic song, it's got that piano build at the beginning, you know, and then suddenly that famous sort of like shuffling beat, and the steady riff and the pumping bass, they all kick in together to give you the meat of the song. I mean, it's a really good song, you know. It's got recognizable lines, a good chorus. Ian's flute playing is very cool in this song, very sort of where he does that aggressive voice thing behind the flute as he plays the flute. It sounds really good. I mean, it's only Ian Anderson that I've seen who does that in a song. I mean, it's a good song, it's a world famous song. It is overplayed though as far as I'm concerned, but it's a very cool song, sitting at number 6 for me. Okay, let's have a little listen to this. Okay, number 5. I've put the song Wind Up at number 5. It's the last track on the album. The top 5 actually is very difficult. The top 5 songs on this album are all pure class. I mean, they're split by a hair's breadth. I mean, there's hardly anything between them. But in 5th place, I've put Wind Up. Wind Up is like the final track on the album. It perfectly sums up the album. I mean, it's got a lot of charm. It's got the acoustic beginning. It's got the sort of like plaintive vocals from Ian talking about his life, you know, from his youth and then getting a bit older and so on. And it also sums up the album very well as well. The riff in this song is really cool one. Very jaunty. Electric guitar riff. You know, it's a little bit pacier, very cool. Towards the end of the song, it ends with piano again, and we finish with acoustics and plaintive vocals again from Ian. You know, basically he's sort of like giving his sticking his two fingers up at the establishment, but he's got his tongue in his cheek as well. He's not like completely venomous with it as well. He's sort of like philosophical with it. So it's a very cool song, but it's still 4 songs better than it, in my opinion, on the album. But let's have a little listen to this clip. Okay, that was Wind Up. In 4th place, I've got Hymn 43. Now, I like this song a lot. I mean, it's a great song. It's got a lot of rocking energy. It's only a short song. It's just over 3 minutes long, but it's got a real cool feel to it. I like the piano in it. Ian's vocals are very aggressive in this song, and he sort of sounds almost ranting. Very powerful singing from Ian. Very good song. I mean, the line "If Jesus saves, well, he better save himself" is like it's an iconic line, and Ian sings it with a lot of like feeling on that line. There's a lot of aggression on that line, so you really feel that line. What else can I say? It's a short number. It's just a perfect rocking heavy song. I mean, this is probably as aggressive as a song is going to get on this album from Jethro Tull. Okay, let's have a quick listen to this. Okay, in 3rd place, I've put the title track, probably Jethro Tull's most famous song, Aqualung. In days gone by, this would have been number 1, but I think with having played it so much, it's worn off. But it is still the most iconic Tull song, and it has the most iconic Tull riff of all time. The opening riff, I mean, it's just associated with Jethro Tull, that riff. I mean, everyone knows that riff. It's a killer riff. It's just shows you the wide-ranging power of the band, that they can mix sort of like that famous riff with sort of, you know, lilting acoustics to make a great soundscape, a great juxtaposition between like a heavy riff and an acoustic passage, and then Ian's sort of more sort of like folky vibes, and then speeding up a little bit. I mean, there's parts in this song which are just awesome, like when Ian sings "As you snatch your rattling last breaths with deep sea diver sounds." That line is so catchy. The pace is cool, very cool. And then you've got the great Martin Barr solo towards the end of the song. It's an iconic solo. I mean, all Tull fans will tell you that the solo in Aqualung is a thing of beauty. I mean, it's just an awesome solo. Okay, let's have a little listen to this clip.
Sitting on the park bench, eyeing little girls with bad intent. Snot running down his nose.
Okay, in 2nd place, we've got Crosseyed Mary. This is an awesome song. This is perhaps my favourite ever Tull song. Well, possibly. Well, I haven't put it in number 1, but it's close between this and the number 1. It's very close. But the riff on this song is awesome. The flute at the opening, and then we're off on that hammering, bouncy riff. Ian doing a very catchy vocal line. The lyrics are very interesting. The theme of the song is interesting. The power of the song is cool. there's some great lyrical interplay, the way he sings some of the lines, like the line that which I always like and find somewhat funny is when he sings the line, would rather make it with a leching grey. It always makes me chuckle, but it's also slightly an awkward line as well, you know, because of the connotation. There's some great other lines as well, like the line, she's the Robin Hood of Highgate, is like a very cool line as well. Like, you know, she's like some kind of thief champion, but she's a lovable thief, if you like. Always loved that line. There's a great flute and solo trade-off between Ian and Martin as well in the song. A really awesome bit. I've always loved that. The melody in this song is always very memorable, and the song never gets old as well for me. I mean, I always seem to enjoy Crosseyed Mary when it comes on. It's like an old friend. I mean, you just don't get tired of Crosseyed Mary. So okay, let's have a little listen to this clip. Okay, and finally we reached the number one song. Well, if you know the Tull album, you'll know which one it is. It's the track My God. What an epic track this is. You know, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, I mean, a long time ago I would have been, and then I heard it a few times, I would have been like, yeah, this is a good song. But it's only with time that I've come to realize that it's just an awesome song. It's an epic, awesome song. It's the centerpiece of the album. It grows, it builds. I mean, it's very epic in nature. It's got that slow acoustic build, very sort of menacing vocals. It's got a menacing feel. I mean, it's not like super heavy at the beginning, and then it's sort of like there's some danger in the song, you know. It's got the lyrics are dealing with difficult things. It's Ian's always said he's not attacked the church, but I can imagine the church not being too happy with the lyrics of a song like that in the 1970s or early 70s, 71. It would have been like you know, a little bit borderline aggressive towards the church. The mood is dark, it's melancholic. Ian singing quite morose, but also it's got that edge on it. And then what happens? That monster riff just comes crushing in, and it goes into this doomy melodic dirge. Like, it's just, you know, it's just a perfect doomy dirge, but it's also got a lot of melody. The riff is like the closest, say, Tull would come to a Black Sabbath riff. I mean, you wouldn't hear a Black Sabbath riff on a Tull album, but this one is sort of close. It's not as heavy as Sabbath, but for Tull, it's like very heavy. It's mammothly heavy. The lyrics are very interesting. There's a lot of lines on the song which are sort of, you know, critical of the church. Let's say critical. You know, words like "this bloody Church of England." It's a little bit like on the edge of being aggressive to the church, but I don't know. Ian might say different. Martin Barr's solo is very good in this. There's a good flute solo with Ian as well. You know, great stuff, great music. Ian's flute solo is just, it's an awesome part of this song. It steals the show slightly. Then you've got that spooky vocal choir thing where they sort of do this vocal run, the choir, and it's sort of slightly dramatic, bit spooky, bit odd sounding. Makes it sound sort of like ethereal, not, you know, it's not it's just not very like easy listening. It makes you think, you know, it's quite a difficult listen. And then later on you've got the line "plastic crucifix." It's again, as you know, quite an aggressively sung line. Ian sings the whole song quite aggressively in the heavier parts. You know, the song is spat forth with a lot of venom by Ian, for the time anyway. And then the song ends with a lush flute outro. It's an amazing song. It's a moody song. It's an abrasive song. It's gentle, but it's also got a strong message and a strong underlying displeased feel. Like you can tell someone's not happy about something. Okay, so let's have a quick little listen to My God. Okay, that was my ranking of Jethro Tull's Aqualung album, track by track. Yeah, it's a classic album. It's 50 years old. Can't believe it. It's so long. Very cool album. Great mix of folk and rock. Probably Tull's most revered album. It's everyone will put it in their top 3, I'm sure. It's got some of their best, most well-known songs, most well-known riffs. Very good lyrics as usual from Ian Anderson. Great flute playing, great lead playing. Just a classic progressive rock or concept album. Ian says it's not a concept, so we have to believe him. But it's got running themes, let's say. So it's not got completely unlinked themes. It's got some certain themes which reappear. Okay, so that was my ranking. Say below in the comments what you think are the best songs and your rankings for Jethro Tull's Aqualung. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned.